Hello class, I'm going to go over the first math assignment. For number 1, it's just a straight plug and chug in your calculator. For the units, let's take a look at what cancels out. So here we have the kilograms that cancel out. This is divided by second squared. So that can go on top, and the square root of second squared is second. For B, again, plug and chug in your calculator to get this answer here. And then check the units. We have meter square up top, and on the bottom that cancels. We have kilogram and kilogram, so that's kilogram squared. And then here we have it on the bottom, so that cancels out, and all we're left with is newtons. For number 2 here, alright, we're going to solve for A. The first thing you want to do is bring the v squared naught over on the other side. So we have v squared minus v squared naught, which equals 2a times x minus x naught. Then you can divide this quantity to solve for a. So therefore we have a equals v squared minus v squared naught all over 2 times x minus x naught for your answer. For letter B, we want to solve for g. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over that 2 pi on the other side. So we have tp divided by 2 pi, which equals the square root of L over G. Then let's get rid of the square root. So now we have TP squared divided by, and 2 squared is 4, so we have 4 times pi squared equals L over G. Now what we have to do is flip these two to solve for G. So over here we have G equals, so we have the L, and on top we have 4 pi squared, and then on the bottom we have TP squared for your final answer. Now for C, we have mgh equals 1/2 mv squared. If you notice, we have m's on both sides, so those cancel out. And here we want to solve for v. So let's bring the 1/2 on the other side. So we have 2gh equals v squared. And to solve for v, you just take the square root, and you get square root of 2gh for your answer. Alright, so now for part 2, second page. Alright, so for number 3, you just have to move the decimal over 3 points to change it from grams to kilograms. B, this one's a little bit harder. Let's go over this one a little bit more slowly. So 1.2 kilometers per hour. We want to change this to meters per second. So let's change the kilometer first to meters. So we have 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. And then let's change the hours to seconds. So we have 1 hour, and there are 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. The reason why I set it up this way is now I can cancel the kilometers, one on top, on bottom, and now I can cancel out the hours, one on top and one on the bottom. So those two cancel out, and we're just left with meters in the top and seconds on the bottom. So if you calculate this, you should get 1/3. For C, just move the decimal point over 2 from centimeters to meters. For D here, we can go over this one, 25 centimeters per second. So I'm going to change that to meters per second. So all we have to do is change the top half. So there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Centimeters cancel out. We're just left with the units of meters per second. Calculate that, you should get 0.25. Millimeters to meters, move the decimal point over 3. And then meters to kilometers, move the decimal point over 3. Now for 4, let's clear this screen out. In a triangle, the sum of all the angles should equal 180 degrees. So we just have to solve for the leftover angle, so 180 minus 30 minus 45. You should get 105. For this one here, alright, these two lines are parallel. So since they're parallel, this angle and this angle are equal, but we want to solve for the bigger angle, and so we want to subtract 180 minus 30 to to get this angle right here, which is equivalent to this one down here, to get 150. Now last problem. Save. Alright, so for number 5 here, we want to solve for B and C. So the angle we have for part A is that this is 45, side A is 15, and we have C over here and B. So let's solve for B first. Alright, so you got to remember your trigonometry. So for B, we have an angle here, and we have opposite over adjacent. So the trig function for that is tangent theta, which equals opposite over adjacent. So let's fill that out with the letters that we have, and the numbers. So tangent of 45 equals B all over 15. And we want to solve for B. So B equals 15 times tangent of 45. When you plug this into your calculators, don't forget to check to make sure your calculators is in degrees. Alright, to get your answer of 15 meters. For part C here, now we have adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would be cosine theta, which equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So let's fill the letters out for here. The numbers would be cosine of 45 equals 15 divided by C. Solve for C, we get 15 all over cosine of 45. Again, don't forget your calculators in degrees. Plug and chug, and you should get 21 meters. Alright, last question, part B. For part B, we have a new triangle. This time we don't know what theta is. We have side A equals 250, side B that equals 180, and then C. So we're going to solve for C and theta. Now here we're going to use a popular theorem called Pythagorean theorem, which equals a squared plus b squared equals c squared. In this case we're going to solve for C. So C equals the square root of 250 squared plus 180 squared. You should get 308 meters. To solve for theta, we have all numbers, but let's just use the ones that are given. So we have opposite over adjacent. Again, that's tangent theta, right, which equals opposite over adjacent. We're going to solve for theta, so to solve for theta, we do the inverse tangent of this quantity here. Plug that into your calculator. Alright, we get 36 degrees. Alright, this is it for the review and the answer key solution. If you are struggling with any of these problems, please email me to set up an appointment.